are, but you are not just educating people, you're letting people prepare themselves for the vital needs that we have, that this country needs and our community has, and you're helping people build careers. Thank you very much for doing that. Thank you, Mayor, again, for your foresight there, for making and growing the pipeline of future-thinking infrastructure. Together, we can make cities cleaner, safer, stronger, drive economic growth, create a more resilient environment, and create. Convention had a little saying, and it just stuck with me. He said, you want to go fast? Go alone. You want to go farther? Go together. And I think this is what this academy does. It's togetherness.
Thank you, Gary. Mr. Harell, didn't know you came and joined us. I was looking to stage left, so thank you for coming to join us. And Christy, that's how you do it, lady. Good job. Now I'd like to, again, thank you, Gary, for your remarks. I'd like now to please help me welcome the ASCE Executive Director, my friend Tom Smith.
Thank you, Mac. Thank you all for the honor of being able to address you here today. It's a great pleasure to be here. I'm with the 160,000 members in 177 countries, and we're all about advancing the profession for the public health, safety, and welfare, and that's advancing engineering and the profession and the allied workers that make this profession structure. We know how important this is for our future, future ready, climate change, a lot of things that require everybody, all hands on deck to solve these problems. So I got here early this morning and got to see one of the classes, and you could just see the level of engagement from the students here. They were having fun, they were learning, they're engaged, they're going to be part of the community, they're part of the solution. And we need to have a workforce. You know, as Max said, we now have a situation where we've gotten some tremendous new investment in our infrastructure, and that's really, really good. But now we've got to deliver, and we need the workforce to do it. And it's a huge congratulations and thanks to Mayor Bowser and the DC government and the partners that you've assembled that you work with here. This is a tremendous facility, and it's also great to see that you're expanding. So talk about having some major impact that's going to have lasting impacts for our profession, for our infrastructure, and making sure that our infrastructure is you'll hear from our president in a little while to talk a little bit about bridge, and we're putting bridges in place that are going to be out here for the next 100 years. And it requires a lot of foresight. It requires all hands on deck, and that's exactly what you all are doing here. My partners here with the Roadshow have touched on the challenges that we're facing with skilled workers to the pipeline of engineers. After decades of underinvestment, and we've been advocating for investment in our infrastructure for many years, we've got this bipartisan infrastructure law, the CHIPS and Science Act. We're building in America really, really great stuff. In fact, we still need a lot more investment. Even with that investment, we're underinvesting, believe it or not, in our infrastructure because it takes a lot of maintenance to make sure that we're protecting the public health, safety, and welfare in a way that is sustainable. But these investments have been terrific. Our analysis from a recent report that we just released this week, it's called Bridging the Gap. It's an economic study, and you can find this online. But we know that as a result of the bipartisan infrastructure law and the Inflation Reduction Act, we're saving American households at least $700 per year compared to the scenario where we allow this funding to expire. So that's really important. That's a hidden tax we pay if we fail to invest in our infrastructure. The Bridging the Gap, and also, by the way, it saves the U.S. $1 trillion in exports, at least $600 billion in investment when we invest in our infrastructure. The Bridging the Gap analysis is proof that we must keep our foot on the gas by making infrastructure investment a priority, but the only way to do that is through investment of resources and closing our overall infrastructure investment gap. Many of the jobs from the DC Infrastructure Academy pertain to the energy sectors. I mean, we've got an increasing strain on our electric grid. A lot of that training is happening right here that's going to help solve these issues and make sure that we have the capacity that we need to serve our public. I will just mention also that programs like the ones here are the key to ensuring that we have a grid that can accommodate technological advancements and resilience initiatives. Having us today and for showing the rest of the nation a very effective solution to
Thank you, Tom. Well put. And now I'd like you to join me in welcoming Dominic Longobardi, who is the President-elect of APWA.
Good morning, everybody. Thank you so much for having me and our organization. The American Public Works Association is an organization of 32,000 members over not only here in our country, but internationally as well. And we try very hard to make sure that the people who work in the public works industry have everything that they could possibly need to do their jobs as best as they could possibly do them. And I'd like to say again, thank you so much for having me. Mayor, this is awesome. I have to tell you, as you all know and everybody knows, workforce development and all of the facts that we have show that we need good, solid people to do the jobs in the future. You are the future. Let me talk to the four of you. You are the future. You are going to make it very special for people, a better quality of life. So I thank you all for the things that you're going to do. Thank you for being part of this wonderful institution. The mayor had a vision, and that vision is amazing because we need good, solid people. The fact that you're doing this, you have no idea the effect you will have on people from morning till night, from the time you wake up in the morning to the time you go to bed at night, whether it's water, whether it's electric, whether it's roads, whether it's anything that involves the infrastructure that people use every day. And what's really good is you will be doing and planning not only for the future, but making it actually happen. So something as simple, and I know this is going to sound crazy, but something as simple as having a changing station and a bathroom in a park for a mother who needs to take care of her baby systems, roads, highways, infrastructure, all the new technology that's coming out, electric cars and everything that has been said and will be said, you will have an effect on that. But that also affects somebody in their daily lives. So please continue what you're doing. Please continue to go. Please get your friends. This is what we need. And like I said, the mayor had a wonderful vision a number of years ago to build this academy. And now with the expansion of the academy and the continued growth and the continued adaptation of this academy to what's happening in our world, again, it doesn't happen without each and every one of you making that effort and doing the things you're going to do. I know you're going to have wonderful careers. I know you're going to make a difference in people's lives. And just think about all the good things that you're going to do. Okay? Your teachers, amazing people. You know that. I don't have to tell you. They want to be there. They want to help you to better the lives of the people we have as our members, but also the people we serve and make better communities. So we really want you to be part of that too. Okay? And we're here for you, all of us. And I know I speak for everybody here. Okay? And I guarantee you that if you knocked on the mayor's door, she'd be there for you too, because she wants to see this work. Okay? So keep that going and keep that happening. I'm going to end with one quick quote, okay? And it's from John Hope Franklin. He was at that school, and I'm going to read it to you because I want to make sure I get it right. And it says, "One feels the excitement of hearing an untold story. You are our untold story, and so are all of your classmates and all the people who go through this academy, okay? We can't wait to hear the rest of your stories and what happens with you. So all the best."
Tom, thank you. Hey, and now it's my honor and privilege to introduce to you your mayor and our mayor, Mayor Muriel Bowser.
Well, no, please. Good morning, everybody. I am very happy to be here with all of you and to experience the Engineering and Public Works Roadshow. I can't say that I've been us at the DC Infrastructure Academy. So to the American Council of Engineering Companies and the American Public Works Association and the American Society for Civil Engineers, thank you for being in Washington, D.C. at our Infrastructure Academy. We launched the Infrastructure Academy in 2018. I saw then an incredible opportunity. I think at the time, work on DC Water's tunnels, hardening of our electric system, improvements to our water system, and billions of dollars of work. And back then, I think the average public works or infrastructure employee, I can't even remember let me think. I think we were at about $50 an hour for those workers averaging on those jobs. And now we know that that average wage supports good, not just good pay, but a career ladder and a life in Washington, D.C. So we know that we have the people. We've been talking about our great people. We have the talent, and we have the right kinds of training and the real focus on making sure we're training D.C. residents. It is the largest infrastructure project in the history of the district. It is a sustainable, built with D.C. companies, D.C. residents, connecting two parts of our city, and a real emblem of what we can do when we put our minds together. To open this site, we budgeted $17 million. We combined that with $5.2 million that came out of our merger negotiations with Exelon and Pepco. Additionally, Pepco and donated human resources, equipment, and other kinds of materials to help build this location. Since then, we've expanded our partnerships and to include WMATA, DC Water, the University of the District of Columbia, and many more. And we've been able to serve over 4,000 residents through the academy, including 600 this past year. To expand the DC Infrastructure Academy, and we will open in a beautiful former DC Public School building in 2025. And expansion vehicles such as Metro buses, but also such as our own vehicles, including our DPW vehicles, and I hope our ambulances and other materials that the fire department means that more DC residents will qualify for these good paying jobs. So I am grateful to your teams. I know you're looking ahead to what the bipartisan infrastructure bill and investments mean for America, not just to improve our physical infrastructure, but to of the future and the infrastructure that we will need just to keep up with the life we live right now. Imagine the pulls, as we have already heard, on our electric infrastructure are going to be tremendous. The needs to get around and move goods and sustainable technologies and be able to service those technologies will only grow. And so we are very happy that our residents will be ready. Thank you very much.
Well done. Thank you, Mayor. Now I have the honor of welcoming Jason Washington, Chief of Staff for the DC Department of Employment Services, to speak to you. Please welcome him up.
Good morning. Good morning, engineers. Good morning. As a former civil engineer undergrad who, after 3 semesters, knew that history, morning, Mr. Harell, all the DCIA team and all the DOES team here, we have to find folks for work. I hear a lot of job opportunities in the room. We have the field with you all for our great infrastructure projects. We look forward to do that. We do that every day here at Pomeroy Road, and next year we look forward to expanding that at Spingarn. I think we talk about infrastructure. What does infrastructure mean? You all do it every day. It means clean water. It means better energy, electricity, gas. These quick paths to trainings to introduce our folks and to show them what's available out here for our residents here who are training for our workforce. I know you've met some of the folks here. We have our classes. They're here every day. We want to make sure that they're prepared to go out into the world to make the city better for our director at DOES, Director Unique Morris Hughes, Thank you for the recognition of what we're doing here. Thank you for the recognition of what we're doing here in the city. We haven't mentioned, as Mr. Harell says all the time, from President Joe Biden when he talks about infrastructure and the Infrastructure Academy here at DC. So we want to thank him for that. I would be remiss to not mention that through our PEPCO training, we graduated our first woman in 2019 who went on to become the first overhead line worker at PEPCO. He does for a job every day. So maybe I am a little afraid of heights. But so please check out our programs here at DCIA. This is something we want to help our citizens with infrastructure, great jobs moving forward to the city, and we cannot wait to move into Spingarn to double the size of the people that we work for. So thank you all for the recognition. We look forward to.
Jason, thank you. And again, I'd like to also honor Jason with an award for your service to the project. All right, moving right along, as we say, I'd like now to welcome Rodney Chester, our ACEC Workforce Committee.
Thank you very much. And the Workforce Committee is kind of a new committee that ACEC is pulling together in order to try to have an umbrella of all the things that we're doing related to workforce, some from that standpoint. And, one of our primary priorities is going to be identifying opportunities such as this here and then trying to get all other see exactly what we need in order to try to close the sizable gap that we've got. And I think this will be a great example that we'll kind of be using to say, look, if these academies can be set up to, one, reach kids that may not understand what the opportunities are, and then do a better job of then training them to get them ready for that from that particular standpoint. So kudos, Mayor, on this particular academy. It's something that we will definitely want to illustrate. Just the short, but it's going to take a combination of a lot of different elements put together. So every little thing helps, and I would encourage anyone in this room, if you got ideas, thoughts, suggestions on things we can do, I'd love to hear lessons learned here from the Academy on what you feel like has been beneficial, what maybe has not been as good in terms of trying to.
Rodney, thank you. Marcia, Geldert, Murphy.
Opportunity and initiative here in the district. My name is Marcia Geldert Murphy, and I'm the 2024 president of the American Society of Civil Engineers, or ASCE. And I want you to know that my whole life has been spent in infrastructure. My one grandpa was in the union, and he was a plasterer, and my other was a carpenter. And I am like this that the district and Mayor Bowser that you have done is so important. And I love that you said our human infrastructure. It is about our human infrastructure. It is about our communities. So each year at ASCE, our 160,000 plus members tell us we need people, bring people. And so this is an organization, DCIA, that we need to celebrate. Not only do we need to celebrate it, we need to scream it from the highest mountain so everybody hears about it, because this needs to go viral everywhere else. This is one of the most important things that we need. And the reason that ASCE joined with ACEC and APWA is because we know that everyone will hear us more if we're together. And I love the quote when you said, if you're going to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. And that is what we need to be doing. We want to inspire the next generation of civil engineers and of public works, professionals and people and laborers and plasterers and carpenters and pipe fitters. We want to inspire them. And I will tell you what, when I hear someone say, especially for civil engineering, math, do you want your streets to be safe? Do you want people to be able to get quick access to public transportation so they can feel good and get to work and live in their community safely and comfortably? Then this is the profession for you. That's what I want to ask. Not if you're good at math. Do you want to take care of your community, and do you want to be a part of that community? That's what we need to be asking, and that's what this is all about. So the biggest obstacle that we have to recruiting is just that idea that it's about math and it's about science. Of course it's about math and science. You need to have that. But it's so much more than that. It's so much more. And that's what we're celebrating here today. So we want to make sure that we understand that at the end of the day, as you go through this program, you'll be able to tell your kids, I built that bridge state that people are driving on right now. And let me tell you what, you will swell with pride when you can do that. And it's so important to be a part of this. And I'm so proud of all of you. I'm proud of you, Mayor Bowser. I'm proud of all of you who are participating in this program. And I want you to know, in addition to these wonderful programs that we're celebrating here today, ASE is also working hard to make sure everyone hears about public works and infrastructure and how important it is. Young people and young kids, what an exciting profession this is, and being an exciting part of building our communities. And if you want a career, you should go into this and you should think about it. We want to encourage our young generations to go into a fulfilling profession and a fulfilling part of their life so that they can, at the end of the day, say, we did this, we were a part of this. One of my favorite quotes is by Malcolm X, and he said, those who plan for the future make it. You all are making the future here today, and I am so proud of you, and I'm so thrilled to be celebrating this with you. So bravo, keep it up, and continue on. Thank you very much.
Wow, if you're not inspired, let's go marching on. That I get to see over the years in my role with the organization. And we recognize these, and I'm going to bring up one specific here, and a good friend of ours that was involved in this academy. I'm pleased to present a special award to Lisa Brothers. She's CEO of Niche Engineering for their firm's work on another innovative DC project, which has been many, but this one, the Hilltop Campus Stormwater Master Plan, does include DCIA. This project was also celebrated at last night's Engineering Excellence Awards Gala and Celebration at the Grand Hyatt, just down the street. Well, not really just down the street, but across the bridge, the lovely bridge we talked about. Lisa, please join me to receive your award. Then I'm, in place of Lisa, not as good as Lisa, we're going to applaud for my friend Matt Broussard. That's okay, right? And just another example, Matt is the chair of our Buildings and Infrastructure Committee. We have a lot of great volunteers. I know that ASE does and APWA as we go down the line. Right? Everybody, we're here because it's a community-based thing. We all care. So I really appreciate you for being here today. That concludes our program. Have a great rest of this beautiful day. Thank you for coming.